This is why you're here today. In order to be effective, we need to take the committees away from the political leadership. We need every person in here to be registered to a party to become a committee person. We'll identify the location that you can vote at, the party, you decide what party you want to be in, but we will identify the location of your district. We'll give you the names. We'll make sure you have a petition that's bulletproof that they can't throw out at the Board of Elections, and if they do, we'll simply beat them in court. We'll make sure you have the tools to take back the nominating process of your party. Why is that important? Because in 2 years from tomorrow, or 2 years from 2010, the people that are still in office that we want out of office are going to have to come to the committee to get the endorsement. If you're all on the committee, Dale Volker can't get the endorsement, and he has to go away. If you're on the committee, George Maziarz cannot get the endorsement, and he has to go away. So taking over the committees of the political parties is tantamount to throwing these people out of office, because they can't get the endorsement of the party. You have to take that back. We have to circulate a petition to become a committee person. It is so easy to get on the committee. Let me tell you something about the committees. Every election district, which is basically where you vote, represents one election district, is represented by 2 committee people of every political party. So you have 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats, 2 Conservatives, 2 Independents, and so on. And they're all available, but they're not all occupied. In Buffalo, which has a very predominant Democratic population, 25% of the positions available for committees are vacant. There's nobody in them. There's nobody representing the people in those election districts. And so what the chairman does is he puts somebody in there that does what the chairman wants. And by doing that, he controls the nominating process. If that person doesn't vote on behalf of the chairman, he'll simply remove him from the committee, along with the job that he gave his son, or his daughter, or his aunt, or cousin, uncle, or himself. All of it's tied to control. Just like that, the Republican Party, I just found out recently in Clarence, the Republican Party has a committee. Joe, you're going to help me take over Clarence next year. In Clarence, they have a committee of 44 people. Only about 11 show up at any meeting. The rest are names on the ballot. They don't even know they're on the committee. We have a person that's in the primary challenge board, Ellie Corcoran. She was on the committee of the Independence Party and didn't even know it. I could run a petition for anybody in this room and get you on the ballot and get you elected to that office, and you'd never even know you were in it. And the chairman's controlling your vote, and you don't even know it. We're going to take that committee back in 2010. If we don't do anything else, with the people we have here, we can take over just about any town in New York State. When you circulate your petition, you're going to need probably 5% of the registered voters. Tony Matuszek just circulated 300 and some odd flyers in his. That means he needs 15 signatures. No problem. 15 signatures to get on the ballot. He won't even crack a sweat getting on the ballot next year. You can do it. It's in your power. Back up on it. We're going to contact primary challenge. I want you to contact me. Listen. There are landmines in the petition process. That's a whole other presentation. But there are landmines in the petition process that they've put in there for you. For example, in the petition, on the right-hand column, people have to sign their name and put the town that they live in. The people in Akron, New York, sign their address, 123 Main Street, Akron, New York. Every one of those signatures gets thrown out. Because Akron is not a town, it's a village. It's a postal code. And all their names are thrown off the petition. If you put on your petition the name of your town and it's not a town or it's incorrectly stated, your petition will be thrown out. People in East Aurora don't know they don't live in East Aurora, they live in Aurora. There are people in East Aurora that have a Marilla mailing address. They put Marilla on there. All their names are thrown out. The Board of Elections has several landmines in the petition process that you can easily fall prey to. Call primary challenge. A couple of years ago, actually about 4 years ago now, a fellow called me from Niagara County. He said he wanted to run for sheriff. He'd been a deputy for many, many years, and he felt he was qualified. I agreed with him, and Primary Challenge endorsed him as a candidate to run for sheriff of Niagara County. I gave him all the information he needed. I gave him all the registered voters of the party he was running in. I told him how to run a petition, and I gave him bulletproof petition so it couldn't be thrown out by the Board of Elections. And I told him you need 1,000 signatures, qualified signatures, to get on the ballot. He said, really? I said, yeah. I said, but get extra, because there are ways they can throw names off legitimately. So he did. He started. And he found out how hard it can be. And a couple weeks later, he called me and he said, Lenny, I called the Board of Elections. They told me I only needed 500 signatures. Really? At which point, I opened up the election law and I read it to him verbatim. I said, the law says you need 1,000 signatures. He said, okay. And he went out. And a few weeks later, I found out he had been on vacation. When he got back, I asked him where he'd been. He said he was on vacation. He handed in his petition. The Board of Elections looked at it and said, you don't have enough signatures, and they threw it away. He called me up. He said, Lenny, what can I do? They told me I only need 500 signatures. So you should listen to me in the first place. Contact Primary Challenge. They're thieves, they're liars, they're cheats, and traitors at the Board of Elections. When Primary Challenge started in 2005, we went to the Board of Elections and we told them we wanted the voter registration list for Erie County. I want to know every single person in Erie County that's registered to vote. I want all the data you have on every person at the Board of Elections, or in Erie County at the Board of Elections. They said, well, in that case, we can do that. They said for the list, it'll be $1,500. For each year that you want of whether they voted or not, the voter data, it'll be a certain number of dollars more. And I'm adding this up in my head as they're spewing it out. And they said, well, that would be $2,500 somewhere in that neighborhood. And I said, well, that's not a bad price, but I got a better idea. I'll give you $50 for the whole list. At which point they recoiled and said, no, we can't do that. We have to charge for this list. I said, no, you can't by law charge for this list. I said, well, that's our policy in Erie County. We're charged for this stuff. I said, I got a better idea. Why don't I sue you in court and we'll let a judge decide what the law says? And I sued them in court and they lost. Guess how much we're paying for the voter registration list in Erie County? $50, because they're allowed to charge you for the time it takes to put it on the disc. That's it. That is now law statewide. There isn't a county that would challenge, Primary Challenge, anywhere in this state that would tell me I got to pay for that list because they know I'll take them to court. Okay? Contact Primary Challenge, because we're not horsing around. The time for horsing around is long since gone. Next one. The last thing is the Constitutional Convention of 2017. As we're building this mechanism to hold a citizens' referendum, the clock is ticking for a Constitutional Convention which could take place in 2017 automatically. But what happens every time this comes up, every 20 years as this comes up, the powers that be start a campaign a year in advance, and they tell us how bad a Constitutional Convention is going to be. And all the bad things that are going to happen to us. Like they're going to raise our taxes. They're already raising our taxes. Like they're going to take our property away from us. They're already taking our property away from us. Like they're going to infringe on our Second Amendment rights. They're already infringing on our Second Amendment rights. What more can they do to us that they're not doing to us? I mean, the only thing they haven't done is walk into our homes and put shackles on us. All right? A Constitutional Convention is absolutely critical. So as we are building a mechanism to hold it ourselves, if we should fall short of being able to accomplish that goal, we're teaching people statewide how important that Constitutional Convention is. So that in 2017, when it's on the ballot, automatically we all vote with one voice, yes, we want a Constitutional Convention. And then they got to pay for it instead of us. Actually, we're paying for it anyways. All right? And then we elect our delegates to that convention. We control the outcome of that convention, and we throw out everybody that's in elected office.